Hey, God bless you, everyone. This is Carlos.
And I'm Alicia.
And we are Bible Wise Money. Thank you for joining us for this episode. This is our 2-month, 60-day evaluation video. We have 2 months under our belt, and I want to give you some background on how we've done so far. The principle I want to share from you comes from the book of Genesis. And in the book of Genesis, God speaks things into creation. There's 9 instances in Genesis chapter 1. What God does is a 3-step evaluation process. And number 1, God speaks, and then it says, and then God saw, and then thirdly it says, and God makes a determination. He says he sees that it is good. So it's 3 separate steps. God takes action, then God looks upon what he's created, and then he makes an assessment. And so that 3-step process will work for really any area of our lives. You can use that same 3-step process to evaluate your personal finances, to evaluate your ministry activities, to evaluate your goals, whatever it is. So there is a biblical basis for this. So I'm going to talk a little bit about evaluation. Okay, guys, so here we go with an overview of some of the sales that occurred during our first 60 days. We're going to go a little bit rapid fire, but we did want to give you some practical insight as to what we've been able to actually sell certain items for. So the first item that is up is a Craig AM FM radio stereo cassette player, still in the packaging. It sold for $19.79. It cost us only $3, so that's about a 6x return. Next is I purchased a lot of 20 Coast Guard patches. As some of you know, I used to be in the Coast Guard, retired from the Coast Guard. And out of the 20 patches, during the first 60 days, I sold 15 patches. Total cost was $30. Sold those for $150, which is a 5x return on Coast Guard patches. Just to let you know, later on, I also purchased some Navy patches, and the Navy patches have still not sold. Next, we have the Samsung 3D glasses. Sold them for $23.39 plus $5.99 in shipping. My total cost was $3, so that is a 10x return altogether. Next item up was this arthritis pain relief Therabeads. This is something that you put in the microwave oven. Sold these for $26.99. It only cost me $2, so that's a 13x return on the Therabeads. Next is this Fighting Irish Notre Dame parking sign. Got this at an estate sale. Sold it for $17.99. Purchased it for $3, so that is a 6x return for the Fighting Irish sign. Next up, we sold these Game of Thrones holiday ornament sets. Purchased 4 sets for $2 each, so there was $8 altogether. Sold 4 sets for $57, which is a 7x return. Interestingly, when I looked at some of the sales history, somebody sold 1 set for $444.44. I have no idea why someone would pay that, and the person who sold it was not me. Next up, we have a set of Healy Propel skate shoes. So these are shoes that you may be aware of, and they have wheels on the bottom so you can walk. You could also skate in them. Sold them for $49.49. And they cost me $24, and that's a 2x return. Next up is this Wicked Big Sports Kickball. Sold for $21.59. It only cost me $2. So from $2 to $21 is a 10x return. The next item up are these rollerblade shin guards, knee pad guards, and also elbow pads. It came as an entire set. I sold 3 sets. The sets cost me $6. Sold each one for about $26. So $6 in cost, $78 in sales. That's a 13x return for the pads. I also purchased this digital audio conversion device. Sold it for $31.49. It only cost me $3.50. So that was a 9x return. This device is something that you plug other devices into, and it helps you connect devices and it converts sound, I would imagine. I'm really not sure exactly what it does, but it sold for a good price. Next up, I sold these bicycle training wheels for $35.99. Only cost me $3 from the thrift shop. That's a 12x return for the training wheels. This I featured in one of the videos that I previously made. It's an extra controller. It's called a transmitter for the RC Thrasher race car that I purchased. I really got it for free. The person just threw it in, but I'll just say that I paid $1 for it. Sold it for $8.99 plus $5.99 shipping. So that's $15 altogether. $1 cost. That's a 15x return on the spare transmitter. Next up, I sold this magic cotton sleep suit for a baby. It was brand new in the box, still sealed. Sold it for $28.79. Purchased it for $6.50 at the thrift store. That's a 4x return. Sold very quickly as well. I also sold, I was actually very surprised. I sold these Lennox holiday plates. It came 4 to a box. I bought 4 boxes at the Goodwill. I'd never heard of Lennox. Sold all 4 sets for $44.99 plus $5.99 shipping. So that's like $51 per set. Purchased and sold all 4 sets. So the sets themselves cost me $42. Sold them for $204. Next up are the Hess trucks. This is actually my first purchase. I purchased at an estate sale. My first $100 purchased 16 Hess trucks, which is about $6 each, maybe about $6.50 each. This particular one that you're looking at on the screen, I sold on Amazon for $84. But the 6 trucks that I sold very quickly, probably within about 10 days, maybe 2 weeks. The 6 trucks cost me $40 altogether, and I sold them for $277. So that's really what kickstarted the campaign. That's a 7x return. And I'm winding up here. I purchased or sold this one SunPack camera flash. It only cost me $1. I've got another, I think, 18 or 19 of them. Sold it for $39 on Amazon. That was a 39x return, $1 in, $39 out. Still have more, so I'm looking forward to future sales on that item. So that is an overview of just some of the sales. It's not even half the sales we made during the first 60 days, but just to give you an idea of some of the items that we were able to get, source, and then sell and convert into cash, which in turn fuels future purchases. Now, it's also important to, in our review, to think about and report back to some of the things that really didn't go so well. Maybe some of the purchases that didn't sell.
Like the bee perfume?
The bee perfume. Yes, it's true.
iCarly.
iCarly's there as well.
Justin Timberlake.
How come you know them all? If you saw the sourcing videos, you know what Elisa's talking about. It's true. Okay, I'll come right out and say it. The most of the makeup that I purchased has not sold. Some of it has.
Really?
The Olay wipes.
Oh,
you remember
well,
the Olay
I knew
wipes?
that was going to sell.
The Olay wipes have been an absolute hit.
Not the eyeshadow.
No, not the. Not the, what was it, Glam. The Glam is still waiting. It's waiting for you. I'm going to put, for the first time ever, and I had a viewer request it. He said, where can we see these products in your eBay store? So linked in the description below is my eBay store. And a portion of the eBay store is a section that's called Other. So if you click on the link, you should go to the Other section. And in the Other section are all the products that I've been able to source so far as part of the $100 to $10,000 challenge in 10 months. So if you see some of the products there and you want to purchase and you want to support us, like by buying some Glam, what was it, eyeshadow?
Whatever. What
Blush.
about that rose?
The rose. Let's talk about the
White.
rose. If you didn't see the previous videos, you're totally lost what my wife is getting at. But I'm hopeful because there's a link down below. So now all you guys for supporting, and you're going to say, you know, Carlos, we really believe in what you're doing. Let me go ahead and buy some Glam for my wife. Valentine's Day is coming up. She said she don't want it. As part of the evaluation process, we're also going to look at the projected sales figures from our vision board. So I think you may remember, if you go back to that video, these financial projections that over the course of 10 months, we anticipated, although we would start at modest sales of about $600 for the first month, that by the end of the 10th month, we would need $19,000 in sales in order to turn our $100 in cash to $10,000 in 10 months. And as a review, the reason that we need $19,000 is that we need to pay platform fees to eBay and to Amazon. We need to pay the postage. So the fees that come out of the $19,000, that's going to be about 1/3 of that. And what I want you to look at in this slide, it assumes that we're going to start modestly at about $600 for the first month. The second month is going to go up considerably to about $1,100. And from there all the way to month 10, we're anticipating and planning that we need a 15% increase in sales every single month in order to reach our goal. When you look at the following slide, this one shows that just for the first 2 months, our plan is to have $17,000 in sales, an average sale price ASP of $14.78, and the plan would be to sell 115 products. So now, as part of the evaluation, the question is, well, how did we do? Did we hit our goals? And it's a mixed bag of results. Our actual sales for month 1 are $608.88. So we hit the goal. Month 2, however, we were only at $743, which is short of our goal of $1,100. So that for the first 2 months, we had $1,351 in actual sales as compared to the plan of $1,700. So we fell considerably short on the sales. That's definitely not good. Our ASP, our average sales price, however, was much better than what we anticipated. We were hoping for the first 2 months to total $1,478 as the average price we would get. In fact, we were at $26 in sales for the first month, $21 for the second month. Altogether, for the first 60 days, our average sales price is $23.31, which is very good. Our number of sales, we were hoping for 115 units to be sold, but in fact, we only sold half that many, 58. So that's definitely not good. That also tells us why we did not reach our sales goal of $1,700. We just didn't sell enough units. And then the last figure I want to show you is what I call the X factor. Of course, you may recall we've been speaking about that as a minimum, we want 3X of our cost. So if we spend $1 on something, we want to be able to sell it for $3 as a minimum. So that's 3X. 3 times 1 is 3. We certainly want to do better when we can. And in fact, when you look at the actual numbers, we did considerably better than 3X. For the first month, we had 4.7X. For the second month, we did 6.3X. And the average for the 2 months, which is 5.7X. So altogether, we fell short on sales, which is not good. We fell short on the number of units, which is not good. However, we did do much better on the average sale price and the profitability, the X factor, were both much, much better than I anticipated. So going into month 3, again, this is part of the evaluation process, right? One of the things I'm going to do in month 3 is I need to diversify. And I already know what I want to do. When I've gone into thrifting, I want to start purchasing like footwear, sneakers, shoes, boots, because those tend to be a higher ticket item. I've also seen in certain thrift stores they have leather coats. So I want to go for the leather coats. So it's not just general merchandise or collectibles. So I should be able to get my average sales price up. I should be able to continue to have a good number of unit sales per month as I start to branch out and incorporate new product lines. And those for me are pretty simple. When I go thrifting, I see some other stuff that's interesting and it's appealing. Or even when we've gone to estate sales, you go into some of these $1 million homes, they have like fur coats. But I don't know anything about fur. I think you have to store them in a certain way, certain temperature. As I don't, that's the kind of thing I really don't want to start with. I mean, you've been with me. Is there anything that has stood out? Like, been like jewelry, makeup, sunglasses. There's been half of our vision board, as you remember, was one part was kind of like the analytic goals, which I've just spoken about. And the other half was the actual inspirational side of some of the things that we want to do when we reach our goal. And we should find ourselves hopefully in Hawaii in month 10. And I've asked Alicia to kind of take that on as a project to check on where things are at with Hawaii. So what is going on with Hawaii and the trip and the place?
Let me research what's going to happen if we fly to Hawaii. So it does say that they have a 14-day quarantine, which doesn't work for vacationers. So if we can't go to Hawaii, what would we do? And so we're still in discussion about that. We really haven't come to a conclusion yet, but we are still looking at those COVID regulations and things like that. And we certainly don't want to put our family in danger. We don't want a vacation that is totally spoiled because of quarantine. And so we're still, looking at how our situation will change over time.
Yeah. So we're still going to continue with the challenge as if we'll be okay by month 10 to go. That's the assumption, unless and until we can. And then if we cannot, then we're prepared to pivot and do something else with the funds that we'll raise. So with all that said, I think we have reached the end of our video. We have much more to do. We have some more great content that is still coming your way. So we ask, as always, for your continued support. That if you can, please don't forget to both subscribe and hit the thumbs up button. With that, I will check out. This is Bible Wise Money. I am Carlos.
I'm Alicia.
And we will see you inside the next video. How to bundle it. Like, hey, if you want this nice thing, you got to take some of this makeup with it. I'm going to bundle like $100 pair of sneakers and throw in some makeup with it.
So you get a free compact.
Free B movie with every purchase of Jordan sneakers.